Loneliness arises for a lot of reasons. The key reason for loneliness is disconnection. And the key person we are disconnected from is ourselves. And that's why, a lot of people think the answer to loneliness is lots of friends. But the dilemma with that is, friends are great. I'm pro-friends. But if that were enough, then people surrounded by lots of people would feel not lonely. And people on intense, long, silent meditation retreats would feel excruciatingly lonely. And yet, not just on a personal level, but everyone I've ever heard who has gone on a long meditation retreat, and I don't even mean the sages and the saints and the rishis in the caves. We'll accept the idea that they are somehow of a special breed, and we'll leave that aside even for a moment. But just people who go on a month, 3 months, silent meditation retreats. You don't look at anybody, you don't speak to anybody. They should be lonely. But it's, in almost every case, the most powerful, amazing, ecstatic experience that people have had. It's not easy, but it's very powerful and very beautiful and very deeply connected. We feel lonely because we are meant to be, we are programmed for connection. That's how we are as human beings, programmed for connection. But we've mistaken it to think that that connection is just all about sort of superficial social gatherings. So if you have enough parties and you get invited to enough weddings and you have lunch with enough people every week, you won't be lonely. But the connection that we really need is on a soul level. It's nice to have people who we can connect with on an intellectual level and debate or, philosophize or whatever it may be. But really what we need is to see and to be seen. And that is the only cure for loneliness, is to see another being, like the depth of them, and to be seen by another being. To feel like I am seen by you. And you don't need 100 people for that, you just need 1, maybe 2. And so the cure for loneliness really is, first, to focus on seeing. Be that friend you are looking for, who it's not just about, oh, what a great sari, where did you buy it? Take me there next time, I want to go shopping with you. But actually, I see you. I see you on the level of your lowercase s self. I see your struggles and your challenges and your pains and your achievements, and I'm with you in them. They don't threaten me. I don't feel like your gain is my loss. I'm not trying in some way to bring you down. But I also see that capital S self. I see the depth of who you are. I see spirit. I see soul. I see divinity in you. Practice doing that with a couple of people in your life and see what happens to the loneliness. But of course, on the core, deepest level, and that which makes long-time meditation retreats so beautiful, it's what makes the sages and the saints and the rishis and the yogis not lonely, is that ultimate connection with yourself, with the divine. And that's the strongest connection that there is. And that's actually why people who are deeply spiritual are known across all sorts of science and psychology and medicine and research to be the most psychologically healthy people. I'm not talking about religious fundamentalists. I'm talking about people who have a deep spiritual life, whatever that may mean for them. But a deep connection to the divine. And so work it on both levels. Work your inner connection through prayer, through meditation, through chanting, through whatever it may be. But also pick a few people and slowly try to increase it. But begin with a few and really try to see them when you're looking at them, when you're talking to them. How deep can you go with them? And when people feel seen, then they have the courage to open their heart and to actually see you. Most of us are moving through the world so contracted because we are afraid. And this is what you had heard me speak to before. We contract out of fear. And when we contract, we don't allow ourselves to be seen by others because we're afraid. We're not afraid of the other. We're just afraid in general. And that fear causes us to contract. And we end up with a self-fulfilling prophecy. So come out of that fear. See others. Connect with God deeply within you. And lastly, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cure for loneliness is serve. Not just see others, but help them. Do something that is actually for others rather than for yourself. And whether they become your best friend or whether you feed them a meal and you never see them again, either way, your loneliness will dissipate and ultimately disappear.